You know, there's one other thing I should throw out there. The defense did step up. And in those 6 playoff games, you know what the turnover ratio was in favor of the Broncos? 12-1. So that helped. And the reason I wanted to do that commentary was a lot of people think because Kubiak is here, they're going to run the ball more. It's not. It's because Elway wants to run the ball more. And we saw hints of that last year, second half of the season.
Well, it just makes sense. If you had an Asian quarterback, you need to pick your spots with him, and to run the ball is going to make you a better, more balanced offense. It's also going to allow you to play better defense. If you're a more rested defense, you get more turnovers. You're more aggressive. You're more attacking. So that defense wasn't great man for man. It was great because they were rested, because their offense pounded the other team into submission. I played against those Broncos when I was a Seattle Seahawks. We were in the same division, so I played against them twice a year. I know how difficult it was when it's 3rd and 5 and you have no idea, do I focus on Terrell Davis, Shannon Sharp, Ed McCaffrey, or Rod Smith? You're going to lose ball games when that's the option. But when you begin to know immediately as a defense, it's either going to be run, it's going to be pass, particularly if it's going to be pass, a coordinator can get you into the correct call, you can focus on the right guys, and it makes it much more difficult for an offense to be successful. That balance, the threat of the continued threat of a running game is huge, and makes even a average quarterback, not to say Peyton's an average quarterback, but an older quarterback that much better.
Well, plus, when you were playing the Broncos last year, you were scared to death they were going to crack block you, they were going to chop block you. You were always thinking about that some guy over there, Mark Schlereth's going to come over and just whack me and my career's over. I don't know that really exists today like it did back then, because the NFL is really, no pun intended, kind of cracked down on what they were doing successfully to run as much as they did then.
You know what
else? Is that fair? I'd like to go.
That certainly helped, but the schematically, the stretching out of the defense was, you know, the threat as a defensive player of who's going to cut me, who's going to dive at my knees, was certainly always in your mind. And a mind divided can't be as focused as it would like to be. But at the same time, that stretch offense, which you're going to run this year, which stretches the defense not just vertically with passing seams, but across the field horizontally, creates seams and gaps in the defense, makes, you know, the Alandis Garys and the Mike Andersons and the Reuben Drones of the world into 1,000-yard rushers when they really didn't have that type of talent. Now they got a real running back with C.J. Anderson. They've got an offensive line who still kind of coming together, but that scheme can make that line play better than they would in a different scheme.
Doing research for that commentary also made me realize just how good Terrell Davis really was. As good as we think he was, he might have been even better, and it's turned me around on whether or not he should get into the Hall of Fame. There was no more dominant running back in the game for 4 or 5 years. He did it.
He was truly special, and even beyond, you know, running the football, he was a very good pass blocker. He had good hands, caught a lot of passes out of the backfield. He sometimes when they would give the ball to Howard Griffin, he carried out his play fake. And when he ran the ball, he was special. He had a great, perhaps of all the running backs I played against, he was the best at running with power through the hole, and then immediately, once he got into the open field, changed his running style and ran with speed.
Yeah.
Because it's 2 different running styles, and he was able to marry those in one play to fit that style. Power through the hole, running through arm tackles, running with power, and then as soon as he got into the open field, smoothed it out, ran up top, and ran with speed, and was able to outrun a lot of defensive backs.
Rarely went down on the first hit, right?
Unless
you hit him.
Yeah, well,
right?
You know, I was undefeated.
More or less brought to you by Cooney Lexus of Greenwood Village, Colorado's #1 volume Lexus dealer. They're located at I-25 in Bellevue, right off the freeway. You can go to their website and see current specials. You can see a large selection of new vehicles, certified pre-owned vehicles, or just go to the lot. But if you can't make it to the lot that day and you want to do a little homework, go to CooneyLexus of GreenwoodVillage.com.